recite poetry that he saved and fill them with joy. Because Frederick was a dreamer. I did the lesson to tell my students how valuable dreamers are, what it means to have a dream and to be able to share that dream with others. And I think that Sharon made a tremendous impact on my life and the lives of others because she was a dreamer. She was able to paint a beautiful picture of what the world could and should be like so that others could help imagine that world and be a part of living it. So I think today is a great day to celebrate Sharon and all the dreamers.
Yes, although I don't know if everyone can see you because of the door.
I just want to say how bright this young lady is. Because when Sharon Pavlovich came to 191, I was the brand new principal who didn't quite know what she was doing. I found in her an intellect that you must have if you're looking to work towards transformation. If you must have a lot of courage for the job that has to be done. Because that school was a SIR school, it was going to be closed, and we were told we may have a few months, it depends on, don't count on it. But I have to say, I learned a lot at Teachers College about how to change the school. I had a couple of months there working. But there were great ideas out there, and there are many great ideas out there. But if you don't have people who understand the strength, the power of ideas, and then help to translate them into action, they really aren't very much good. I mean, John Dewey understood this. In terms of the lack of the imagination, Maxine Green, great teacher, many of us, and it was great loss when she passed. She talks about the lack of the imagination. And this young woman was talking about Sharon. Sharon was able to sit down and think ahead to what could be. What could be. And as one, there were so many superintendents, they come and go, politicians come and go, work remains. So I do remember Jim Lawson saying, the little school that quit. Mary, in the very beginning, Stephanie, there are several of you here today. Some of you were there from the very, very beginning. And so I'm not going to go and say anymore, but all of you are here. You're all very, very important. And I say to you, the work that needs to be done, it doesn't necessarily end at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. And Sharon was one of those people who worked until the work was done. She wasn't watching her watch. Oh, the union says. No. I didn't have to worry about all that, because this is what I think Sharon did so many things. She was a teacher of all trades. I didn't have an assistant principal because I wanted to make sure that we had a library. So I put that money into the library. I wanted to make sure we put the money into the music programs and the arts programs. We were a small school, it was very limited money. So Sharon was this kind of assistant principal or, diplomat without a title. She did so much because I couldn't do it all. So what would I have done? What would you have done? We wouldn't have 191 today because 191 was about to close. And those of you who came after 92, you can thank Sharon that there's a school to go back to work in. But most important, it's children. Talk about justice. Why weren't they getting the music and art? Well, I was told at the superintendent's office, it's reading math. You should be concentrating on that next week. I said, no, excuse me. These are the kids who walk to Lincoln Center and feel that it belongs to the rich people. They should own Lincoln Center. It's in their neighborhood. Our job is to make sure that whatever arguing and bad words and whatever is going on outside in the streets or maybe in their homes, they select them. This is a sanctuary. They come in here and they are equal to every child at Chapin, Dalton, everywhere in the city. And they will only accept that. And with a lot of pressure, we have studio in school, because 87 had studios, but why couldn't we? So, you know, along the way, I tell you, I could not have done that without Sharon. We could not have done that without Sharon. I'm really sorry I didn't see her after that meeting. It was a year and a half ago, and we were about to close when I wanted them to say, so that's not so Sharon. Thank you, Sharon, and thank you to all of you who were part of that wonderful experiment that lives on when it gets better.
I'm Neil Brewer, Manhattan Board President. I was scared to death of Sharon. Many times when she would say, "Gail, you're not doing the right thing," I'm, oh my God. Because I consider myself progressive, but she was like far away. And she would in fact take us all on, elected officials, when we were not doing the right thing, and she was always right. And it was very special to get a phone call from Sharon on the other end of the But she kept 191 going along with Elaine and all the other principals and the amazing teachers, and she kept us all straight. I never knew what her job description was, but she showed up at the community board when there was lots of discussions going on, and she was really clear and made everything very clarified for the community. And when we had, you know, the moving in of some people from Riverside Center, Riverside South, it was just a pleasure to have somebody say like it is, because so many of us, me included, have to sort of wash it a little bit and change the vocabulary to keep everybody in the room happy. And she didn't do that. And it was such a pleasure to have somebody in education. 191 can be very proud that she was part of that community. Amsterdam Houses, Amsterdam Edition should be very proud that she was part of that community. And we'll miss her.
Thank you.
Sharon was also rich.
I can't hear you on this end.
Just acknowledge that Sharon was a bridge also between the British that my growing up and everything that you said. We couldn't have done it. She was ended up the schools in a way that very few people knew the details, but she was one of them. As she got older, of course, you know, I always worried about her because I often knew her. But I knew how much I relied on many things, and I would thank her and acknowledge publicly how much she did to support all the teachers, all the kids, especially the school. And that, the one thing I do have to say is that she did give me help. She did have a good job here. But I loved her anyway. I know lots of people say things in the back, and she said it to you. And, you know, it made her special. And there was never really any anger after she left. She didn't make me pull something. But in a way that was always good for me. It was always good for keeping the school going in the right direction, and what's important. I just kept saying to her, "I know you want me to do this, but you don't need any of the memos." She wanted me to run that thing without, as if that word, those memos coming down the pipe like that. And probably that's what I should have done. Like Gail said, she always knew what was right. But I would say I didn't listen. And I often reflected on what would Sharon say.
Maybe we could all take a phrase, Sharon never got the memo. about integrity. And I do feel that integrity was a real theme of her approach to things. She didn't, people have said this, but it's really unusual and rare and important for someone not just to look at the surface, but to look at what something really means. And what are the real implications? When, not to pick on politicians, but when anybody says a promise, what does it really mean? And what would it take to make that happen? Sharon was very much there, and I don't mean in a narrow, pragmatic way, but in a way that was full of intellectually challenging. You or whoever her opponent or her colleague was, you were going to get that from Sharon. And it is one of the things that we so deeply miss and should try to model.
Who was the last speaker?
Oh, okay. I think it's 3:15 and we have some lovely food donated and brought and prepared. Bill Mencken made wonderful quiches from World Can't Wait. And I think it would be good if we have some time to share, but I do want to suggest that to the photographers that we do some group photos, different groupings from PS 191, the Grannies for Peace, and let's, Granny Peace Brigade, I'm sorry. Let's take photos with Sharon in the picture. And let's go forward from today with Sharon in our hearts and in the picture as someone of deep integrity and commitment and love, all the good things that we can think of. And we're so fortunate that she brought us all together. Thank you, Sharon. The Sharpies to sign it. I don't want anyone to leave without signing the photo, please. And thank you to whoever thought of this. It was somebody from 191. Anyone going to raise it? Collaboration? Okay, good thinking. Thanks, everyone.